Still to come on AM Northwest.
You've seen the ad, now see how it was made. We'll meet the local man who designed the What to Drive TV commercial. Break, and when we come back, we'll meet the man behind some of the most creative commercials you have ever seen on television.
Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I guess that night. Girl, you really got me now.
Well, the most entertaining thing on television is only a minute long. It is the Nissan commercial. It's a doll-driven commercial, and it is getting so much attention. I know in my house I can always tell when it comes on because the volume goes up about 10 decibels. We have with us a gentleman who put that together. He is Mark Gustafson. Nice to have you here. We were talking earlier, and I was telling you that I know around my house it's very popular, but you say the reaction to this commercial is like nothing you have ever seen. What is it about this commercial that is so popular?
You know, it's really hard to say. You never know, what's going to really strike people's fancy. I think one of the things is we're sort of dealing with these icons, or iconographic figures, that,
Barbie and Ken type
well,
dolls.
yeah, those types of dolls. Yeah, we've all played with them, and we sort of brought them together, and you add really kind of fun music to that, and in a 60-second commercial where, all we were doing was telling a really fun little story.
Yeah, and you weren't really selling a car. In fact, the Nissan in there was wasn't even current. It's like an older model of a Nissan, isn't it, or something?
Well, they're not going to sell them after this year. That's correct. Yeah, I think
so. Why? It was just a fun thing that left a good impression, and Nissan brought it to you. Is that kind of it? Or?
Yeah, the commercial came to us from Chiat Day, who's the advertising
agency, right?
And what they were doing with the whole campaign was they just wanted to create a sort of an image campaign. They wanted to associate the name Nissan with fun. So they came to us with this idea and said, let's do a fun commercial.
Well, let's take a look at the process for putting that together.
Okay. Here you can see what we did was we went out and we found real people to base the dolls on. So we basically cast them.
That's Nissan Nick right there, isn't
That's
it?
him, yeah.
Well, that's what they're calling him.
And this is...
and that's
Tad.
Tad?
Yeah.
The loser, huh?
Yeah.
Did the Barbie people say, "Oh, sure"? I mean, this is just kind of a copy of Barbie.
Well, no, it's not really a copy of Barbie. It's, I think there are a lot of different types of dolls like this,
okay,
and we wanted to create our own.
Okay.
I mentioned that I thought it was a guy thing, and then we have people in the studio who are telling us it's not a guy thing, that it's a woman thing. Why that song? Because it's not even a current song.
Well, I think, again, there's a certain nostalgic feel to this. I mean, because, people of my age and your age played with these... Not big enough.
What is your age? Before we go any further, what is your age?
I'm 14.
Oh, cool. Good. Cool. Okay.
we played with these dolls when we were kids, so, and the music itself, it comes from, an era when I was the right age, almost the right age to play with dolls. I would have been a little old.
Now this isn't claymation. Is it as such, or is it?
No, it's stop motion animation.
This is Nissan Nick, right?
Yeah.
Or is that what we call him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see how the process works on this. We have some video that shows you. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Well, we start by drawing a storyboard, which is just these simple drawings of each scene in the commercial, and we cut that on a digital editing system so that before we even start shooting, we know pretty much exactly what we're going to shoot.
Look at that. That's amazing.
And then we, at the same time, we're designing the characters, and this is one of our very talented sculptors, and who's working on the Nick head, and we sculpt them out of clay and make molds, and then here he's pouring the hot clay into a mold.
From start to finish, you're part of this, the actual physical production of this, not even the thought process. How many man hours or how many months or weeks would you say went into
it? It took us about 11 weeks to do the whole the whole process.
How many
and that's
people?
with a lot of people
A lot
working
of
on
people.
it. It just depends on what was going on.
Any idea on the cost from your end of it?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah.
How's that for an evasive answer?
Now, the close-up of Nick in the car, isn't this head, is it?
No. There were a number of different
heads.
And
Because I
some-
swear his lip moves. That's how many times I've seen it.
His eyebrows move.
His eyebrows move, don't they?
Right?
They might.
They might.
No, they do.
Now, what are you doing here? You're playing with toys.
Yeah, I'm
Playing with
toys.
dolls.
It's
The
the-
Nick doll.
It's the best job in the world. I get to go to work and play with toys.
You started out as a gopher, is that right? At Will Vinton Studios, is that
A
right?
hedgehog. No, a gopher. Yeah, someone who went after. I went and ran errands basically for them.
And now look at you, head honcho, creative director.
He's the director of this spot, so this is it.
All right.
Okay, let's take a break right now, and
We're going to look at the commercial.
we're going to look at the commercial. I'm sorry. We're going to look at this thing now that you know more about it. Take a good look at the Nissan commercial.
Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I get some bad night. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know where I'm going. Yeah. Oh yeah, you really got me now. Got me so I get some bad night. You really got me. You really got me. Oh no,
Yeah,
Great.
I don't really have a handle on all of Nissan's commercials, but the actor at the end of the commercial, who I've seen in something other, I'm not sure why he's there. See, but I think about this, and I guess that's the purpose.
Yeah, he's in all of their campaign. He's
All right.
just sort of
I'm not sure
spreading-
where they're going with it, but I'm right with them. Okay, we'll take a break right now, and we'll have more creative commercials from Mark Gustafson of Will Vinton Studios right after this.
The holiday. And now, more of AM Northwest with Jim Bosley and Mary Sterry.
We are back with Mark Gustafson from Will Vinton Studios, who is the director on the Nissan commercial with Nick Nissan. And before we get away from that, talk about some of his other parts of his career. This little model here that we have, this doll, it's probably worth. This is a working model, so this probably worth what? $1.98?
Yeah, all right.
20 grand? Would you say? How much has gone into this making the whole
And what
thing?
you have to understand is that every single detail of this character gets sort of labored over, and and his clothes and what they're going to look like, and so yeah, I mean he's probably a $20,000 doll before you're
Are we
done.
going to
need
see him
new
as a
shoes,
Mattel? Are we going to see him as a Mattel doll?
Well, probably, but
Probably.
it's not up to me.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the other things that you have done. Now, there's a Raid commercial. Is that right? Let's take a look at that.
Introducing the new scent from Raid.
I smell the smell.
Liar, you only smelled yourself.
Raid is now unscented! Unscented! Unscented!
It mocks me with his lack of smell.
Unscented! Why must you torment me with your killing power? I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
Only one insecticide can evoke this much passion from a bug. Unscented Raid.
Ah, there's no smell of it. It's nuts.
To work on roaches like that, I mean, how long did that commercial take compared to the Nissan commercial?
That one it took about the same amount of time. That was done with computers. It was obviously a takeoff on the Calvin Klein,
Yeah.
those perfume commercials. We thought it would be fun to do a,
Subtle.
Right.
yeah.
He also, Mark also is the gentleman that's responsible, we don't have a film of that, but responsible for turning Bruce Willis into a frog on Moonlighting. Remember that? That was
The
just
animation.
terrific. The animation, that was the first animation that hit the big script, hit the network, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first
Yeah.
piece we ever did for an existing.
Okay, Southwest Bell, you did this. This is one of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Been a very busy young man. Let's take a look at Southwest Bell commercial.
Intensify the treatment.
She said what?
The tissue is damaged.
You have got to be kidding. No way, she didn't. I know. I was like, no way. I mean, I'm totally not even really sure if Joe's going to ask me to do a Bobby or Bobby's going to ask me to do Joe. I know. And then Sally said Tommy told Sandy to ask me if I would ever consider going out with Garrett.
The pain.
No way.
That is hysterical. It's very clever. Very clever. When you get the idea, how many different agencies and think tanks has it gone through to get to you?
Well, you never know. I mean, I think the best ideas come to you with probably the least amount of blood on them. You know, they haven't gone through a lot of committees and things.
Does Will just show up to you and say, well, Mark, no more vacations for 6 months, and then give you a project? I mean, you're pretty well locked in for a while, aren't you? When you take a project.
Yeah, it takes typically about 3 months per project. So.
All right, let's go to the Orkin commercial. Take a look at that one.
The Orkin.
Well, I'm out of here, baby. They called the Orkin guy today.
We're dead. These Orkin guys kill me. What's with this Orkin injection system?
It means sayonara, Jack.
Well, actually, it's a technological marvel. What? The Orkin injection system delivers a precise measured treatment into cracks and crevices.
Where we live?
Yeah, and only Orkin has it.
We're dead.
It's a bad day to be a bug. Call anytime. 1-800-800-ORKIN.
You're really kind of into bugs, aren't you?
Yeah, and there was a period where I was sort of typecast as a bug guy. I did 3 in a row. I did Orkin and Raid, and then I did a Nintendo commercial that also had cockroaches in it.
What kind of skills do you have to do the job that you do?
Well, you know, I work with a lot of great people. I mean, I sit here and, you know, you're showing this work, and but you know, behind it there's a huge group of very talented people at the studio, and they really possess a lot of skills. I mean, I think particularly the animators, they're like actors, and because they have to perform these characters right in front of a camera, one frame at a time. And they're also technicians, because it's a very technically demanding job.
Okay, Tim Allen has got a piece of your work on his show. I think it's tonight.
Yeah, Home Improvement.
It's in the paper. I know they wrote about it in the paper. Tell us a little bit about that, and we'll see a clip.
This was a project that they came to us with. They wanted to do sort of a takeoff on the old, like Frosty the Snowman, those old Christmas shows, and put it within a segment of Home Improvement. And this particular piece was directed by one of our directors at the studio, Teresa Drilling, and it's really fun. It's a little dream sequence.
Let's take a look.
Hey-ho, Wood neighbor.
The Taylors are going claymation. Catch a holiday classic in the making.
It's pretty. It's short but good. And so was that claymation?
It was stop motion. They wanted them to look like wood.
Wood,
so,
okay, they do.
Yeah, so all their performances are quite wooden.
All right, well, you can see that tonight on Home Improvement
I got
at 9
it.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Mark, thank you so much.
Thank
it was
you,
a
Mark.
pleasure meeting
Good to
you.
have you here. Say hello to Will for us, if you would.
All right, we'll take a short break when we come back. Coming up next, Diane Thomas has some great tips on decorating for Thanksgiving. We'll be right back.